action. We'll find out in a moment or two. I just need to jump over to Twitch and make sure that all things are good in the hood. So let's go, let's just double check. If anyone's out there, if you can hear me. I think we're good now, perfect. We are going to be having some SLR Formula 2 action. We are here for the beginning of Season 4. And as you can see, the drivers are getting ready for action. We'll be diving straight in after the guys get their setups on. We are going to have one shot qualifying and then the sprint race, the feature race, and then the sprint race. Of course, we are still with the 2020 cars, we're still with the 2020 liveries, which is fantastic when I've practically tried to learn the new ones, but it still will be the same format of the sprint race and the feature race in comparison to, of course, the free races that we have on a every so often basis, as with Formula 2 at the moment. But looking forward to another exceptional championship. Teams are all changed. The two brothers are no longer in the same team. And there's of course some people that are no longer part of Formula 2, but we will have some newcomers that are ready and raring to go in this formula. I'm just so excited. It is the start of a new SLR season. F2 tonight, we've got action in Division 1 tomorrow. We've got Division 2 and Division 3 on Saturday night, and we have the McEwen Division on Sunday evening. So lots of changes, as I say. We've got a few people that are going to be taking place as reserves, because we've got a few missing, because James is away out. We've had it confirmed, as you would expect in Bahrain, for it to be the weather condition of dry, and of course, some more dry. So I'm just going to have a wee quick look into the announcements to let you know. LP Smoke will be making their F2 return by driving within the Trident team. Also making their F2 debut in that car as a reserve will be Mason Gammon. SLR Allen will be taking the Alacy car for HW Race Lab. And we will have 19 drivers competing for the crown this season. Of course, the 20th car, the Cherouz, will remain vacant, as that car will always be for McEwen. I say we will be, as I say, always racing for you, buddy. And let's hope that these races this season certainly do you proud. But looking forward to this. Me being me, I have my little stat pack. So last season, of course, it wasn't. Well, in fact, I think it was the first race actually, the F2 campaign. The time they got in qualifying, pole was set by Zydrad, and it was a 1 minute 38.451. The feature race was also won by Zydrad, so he took it all the way, converting from pole. And the sprint race was won by Hamjam. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. What I find quite mad, just looking at the stuff from last season, one retirement. That's all there was apparently, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I don't think we'll have that this season. Not down to drivers. I just think the way the safety cars are, I think we might see in the curbs, of course. We may see a few guys, especially turn 10 could be some carnage, and I think the long sweeping right-hander as well could maybe catch a few people out. It's just one of those tracks. But we'll do our best to keep an eye on things in short qualifying here. Short qualifying. One's short qualifying. And we'll see how it goes down. Keeping on board with people that look to be in a good position, but generally this could go anyway. There's a lot of very capable drivers here, and of course, I haven't even mentioned it yet. We expect, of course, the usual guys up near the front. However, we do as well have our Evo class, which is going to give guys in Division 2 and Division 3 another championship for them to look at. So we'll keep an eye on who is going to be doing well. We'll flicker through a few drivers. As you can see there, it seems Sem's had a moment, and he'll be starting at the back of the grid. We'll Move up, so it's Darnell taking the lead at the moment. I'll try and get the spectator menu up as Baggy also retires. You can see there the softest compound of tyres we'll be using this weekend is the medium. And I'll try and avoid... Well, it seems the cars sound not too bad on the onboard. Sometimes they were a little bit poorer in terms of quality, but there you can see Darnell leading the way for the Uni Virtuosi team and the Callum Ilott car. Just behind him you get UK Beast Assassin, I believe that is in the other Cherouz. I think he's actually took that turn 10 far better than I take that in a Formula 1 car, so that shows the difference in quality there. And we flicker through, you get like a Crispy up there as well, and I believe that's the other Virtuosi car. I was getting used to who's teaming with who this season. You can see there we've got Race Roller up there in P4 at the moment, Mason Gammon 5. Then you get Ham and Jam in 7 for 8, although they are, as I say, changing their assists this year. You know, I think I don't know if both of them are trying no line, so that's going to add an extra bit of challenge to them. But it could really spice up this championship. So we'll finish the lap round with Roller. It seems like the lap times haven't seen too much change in position as they come to the conclusion of a lap, unless someone has a poor exit. But Darnell takes the first pole of the season, and the first points were 1:37.7. I think that was nearly half a second faster than Crispy, so that's pretty damn impressive. Someone's been practicing, but a hell of a lap there. And we'll get the standings here. So Darnell on pole position, going to be followed by Crispy in a Uni Virtuosi 1-2. It's going to be UK Beast Assassin and Southerner in row 2. And it's going to be Ham, Roller, Jam, Mason Gammon in P8. And we've got Dodgy making his F2 debut for Campos, followed by Bennett, Shaka, Non-Ripe Low Key. And after that we've got Jaylee Menz, SLR Hypers. In the Dams car we've got LP Smoke, Night Ranger, Alan Van Dorn, followed by Sem and Baggy. So Sem and Baggy were two that crashed out, and to compound more misery for the high-tech team, it was a DSQ and invalidation for SLR Van Dorn. It seems these days, if you've got Van Dorn in your name, you just don't have any luck. If anyone watched the God knows how many Formula E races where Stoffel seems to be absolutely cursed, and let's hope to God it's not the same at Le Mans this weekend. I say that as a Stoffel Van Dorn fan. So you can see here, I think... Oh, I thought this one would have been in the night, I'm sure. They've done the feature. Oh, it's been that long since I've done this. I can't remember what comes first. I think it is, of course, the feature race and then the sprint afterwards. But I'm sure they always done, as I say, the sprint, the feature quite late at night. That was always after qualifying, so surprised we do have these conditions. And then, of course, your sprint race was always early morning in the Sunday. So, oh well, I thought we'd maybe have a differential in terms of temperature, tyre temperature, and obviously lifespan of each particular tyre as well. Our drivers will now partake in the formation lap, so obviously make sure the tyre's in the right window. If you're new to Formula 2, remember it is a case of one mandatory stop within the feature race. That stop must happen after 3 laps, so if you damage your wing at the start, you're going to have to pit again or hold out for 3 laps. We have medium and hard compound tyres. You can see here for this one that it is a case of 18 medium, well, we do have a full 20, so they've given an extra seat in, that's nice to see, but 18 medium runners, 2 on the hards. It's a hard one to gamble because I feel like the amount of safety cars we are getting, it's like, what do you gamble on? Well, it might be a little element of luck as well, so we'll hide that as well. Not that. That's what I was on there. There we go. Try to think what else we can add in. So yeah, top 10 will get points, same as Formula 1. Top 8 will be reversed for the next race. So for example, if it finished as we are just now, Mason Gammon would be in pole position for the sprint race, which would see all drivers partake in the hard compound of tyre. Or if you're Charles Leclerc, 2 sets of mediums, because it's still one of the most insane drives I've ever seen. If you ever get the chance, check that out on YouTube. What a drive. I've never seen someone just soar through the field like that. But I'm expecting if this is 16 laps, we're probably looking I'd imagine 11 laps maybe on the hard. It depends how long the mediums last. It kind of gives you an idea for then how long your sprint race is going to be. Let me know as well if how the audio is in relation, if the cars are too loud, if I'm too loud, which is possible. And yeah, let's get this Formula 2 show on the road. We'll keep the mini-map to the right hand side. We'll try and avoid penalties, but I might need to keep an eye on them. So yeah, that's the thing. But always good to see that nobody managed to crash into each other on the formation laps. Everyone's tyres should be up to temperature. We'll get rid of 5 laps here in the desert at Bahrain. Everyone that seems to be in position. We'll just check with Baggy. Baggy slots in. There we go, the lights will stay on board with Darnell, sorry. The 5 lights are out and we're away, and there's a really good start there from Darnell. The other Univirtuosi Crispy, not so much, and he's already been leapfrogged by Beast Assassin. There's a few cars moving around there trying to get position. Who's going to gamble? We'll see if everyone gets through here cleanly. It's a wee bit technical. Oh, and there's a bit of a... Oh, there's a spinner as well, another cockpit, another Southerner I think, but quite a bit of going on there at the back, and yeah, that's always going to happen at the start of a new game. You're going to get issues like that, but we've got Beast Assassin in the lead, followed by Darnell, followed by Crispy, and Dodgy making his debut up into P4 already, and the top 3 have got a little gap there, and then we seem to have a little bit of a train forming here. We'll try and get on the onboard here, just to see how Crispy's looking, as he follows Darnell and Beast Assassin. Few movers as well there, Ham over Bennett, and Van Dorn gets a move done on Jaylee Menz as they come round that swooping corner. We'll have a wee look around the field to see what is happening, and I've got Sem, I think, may have a little bit of issue. Seems a little bit battling at the back. We'll try and jump that. A few cars going wide there, so that might be a cause for concern for a few of the guys there as they get what would be the end of that DRS zone when we get there. Race rollers get by Dodgy. I don't have my... not the best director in the world in terms of camera work, so we'll try our best to get on board as quickly as we can with stuff. Dodgy's managed to get ahead of Race Roller again, get an issue in Sector 2. Let's try and find it. It seems to be Southerner. He's all over the place. I don't know what's happened there. Semi a bit of an issue as well, as Southerner just managed to get by the Kigioto car there. Is Smoke an issue? No, he's just making moves. As we have came to the conclusion of a lap run, don't believe what it says there. DRS is certainly not enabled, but there's a lot of slipstreaming here as we get our timing glitch as always. We'll have a wee look here to see if Mason Gammon can make the move on Hypers. Jaylee Menz further up, looking up at Baggy. They might get the run on him here. It's a good little launch here. And a chance to get up the inside of Baggy. It depends how aggressive he wants to be in the braking point. And Baggy, oh, maybe just a bit too aggressive there. And he's went faltering down there like West Brom down to the Championship. As we carry on, we'll see what else we can find before the timing glitch finally sorts itself. But it does seem like the top 3 have went away. Let's find them again. Beast Assassin. And right up the bumper of the rear wing there is Darnell. As this race is starting to... Baggy has got a little bit of a time penalty already, so that's the first one for Baggy. And then we've got the 2 brothers in there, Ham and Jam, in 6th and 7th place. We'll keep a look at these intervals, which doesn't help when Dodgy's is 1 lap apparently. We'll get another incident in Sector 2, it's a spinner, that seems to be Shaka. We'll try and get on board with that. And this is going to be interesting to see how we can rejoin the track in a safe manner. There's obviously that gap ahead of Southerner and Sem. I'll try and get his back to the leaderboard. As here we go with Darnell. Now he will have the drag reduction system available. Is he going to be able to make a move on Beast Assassin? And I believe Dodgy just has a horrible timing glitch, because that is there's quite a gap there. Try and follow that, because Dodgy has just conceded position to the damaged car of Ham. And that's going to put Ham up into 5th position. It might put Dodgy under a bit of pressure now from Jam as well. Prema car, the Robert Schwartzman car there, just looking to make amends. Try to see who that is. It's the yellow flag, but a little bit of issue down the back there. Timing screens are not particularly helping me right now. A few guys like are minus 1 minute 41 seconds. That's certainly not right. Oh, a little bit out of shape there for Dodgy, and that is going to allow Jam there just to make the move and take 6th position. See if we get any manoeuvres up the front here. Is Crispy making Darnell work hard for his money at the moment? Or are the two teammates going to work hard together just to try and reel in UK Beast Assassin? We'll see how this unfolds as we approach the back straight. We can see some moves there. I think it's just my timing glitch, it's all over the place, but Mason Gammon apparently making moves, smoke up some. Well, we've got this. Let's have a look and see if we can have, don't want penalties, we want position changes. So Night Ranger up 7, SLR Van Dorn is up 7 as well, and I think we've got some good moves there. I think it's Alan, so let's see if we can find him. Let's see what kind of making. Oh my god. There we go. That's what we love to see. A manoeuvre right on time as he gets by the Dam's car of Hypers. And Hypers is just going to sit tight. Is he going to be going to attack back? And we've got our first pitters of the evening, and that is Baggy Fan, and that is SLR Southerner down at the rear of the field. It's not the worst decision in the world. If they've got potential damage, a safety car and their mandatory stop could put them into a better position. We've got an off at Sector 1, and that's the Roy Nassani car of LP Smoke. And the Trident has now been passed by Sem, so we want tyres. Back on tyres as we're on board with Smoke. I think Gammon might be making a move here, up the inside, the J-Lee Men's possibly. They're wheel to wheel, they're not giving each other much. I'm going to try and get a better angle for you. And he's by Mason Gammon with the penalty to his name. And we've got another incident in Sector 2, I think that might be possibly Sem again, given my mini-map there, and Hypers gets himself a time penalty. Try to see, there's a lot of close battles, which it's hard to keep your eye on which one to follow. Darnell actually just within 2 tenths. We'll try and get on board, because he may eye this one up with the aid of DRS. He might set himself up here. Try and get him on the launch here. Beast Assassin is gonna box, so that's an interesting one. He's going for the undercut. Crispy and Darnell take the 1-2, and Ham is putting in the laps, and the fastest lap there with a 1:40.746. Dodgy's also pitted, as is Bennett. We'll keep an eye out to see if anyone else does at this moment in time. But it is, yeah, an obviously missed this little battle. You know, just, you know, Race Roller and Han, you know, two just fantastic drivers, just battling away. And Race Roller looking to make it stick while Ham try and get the switcheroo. We'll stick the onboard. It's going to be quite the battle going into this twisty section. You can see there just how close both guys are getting. And I think Race Roller is just going to be squeezed out here. It's going to be a tight battle. As the Dams battles the Carling car. Got another yellow flag in Sector 1. I think that's Sem again. And it seems like it is going to be Ham retaining 3rd position. Crispy though, the two teammates are neck and neck. Hopefully they are in communication and maybe just towing each other along. But it's going to be interesting to see how Beast Assassin does. He's in plenty of space, plenty of clean air. That 13-second gap is going to give him all the clean air he wants just to try and get himself back up the field. And most people on the medium tyres as well will mean it'll be a situation that, yeah, most of them will be back in the pits before he even gets there. So it's looking promising in that regard. He's just going to have to put the laps of his life in. And that was interesting, because I'm like, these are teammates, why he's both pitting. Darnell gets the speeding in the pit lane penalty, and that's going to compromise him, but Crispy will go another lap. As the field's actually pretty spread out now. Race Roller and Ham's probably your closest battle, added in with J-Lee Men's. And I think that's Night Ranger with a lot of pitters now. Darnell obviously we know about. Jam's in, Van Dorn's in, non-right low key. And Mason Gammon is Shaq as another victim of the speeding in the pit lane. I think like Monza, just the way this pit lane is, it is one of those ones, probably Zandvoort as well, where it's very easy to have an issue. We have a spinner, I think that might be Baggy. That's Baggy fan, that's spun. It's going to catch a lot of people out here, whether it be Formula 2, whether it be the F1 races over the week. It's a horrible, horrible corner, and especially as we're all getting used to the new game, it is going to see a lot of people have issues there. Interesting that Dodgy's put fresh mediums on. That could compromise them further on the weekend, but 10 laps on mediums. Might be hoping for some sort of safety car. We've got another person that's went off. That's a Dams. Is that Hypers? It's Hypers that said the issue, and the Dam tipped him. Dam's car. I think he is going to be pretty much, he was in his own space there, so he is going to be not troubling anyone with that. Actually, I'll have a look at this Shaka versus Dodgy battle. Quickly flick through to it. So they're probably at a place where they're not overly going to trouble each other. There could be a move here. Softer compounded tyres. But seems to just be able to hold on. But you can see here, it's a tricky track. Crispy pits at the front, so he's avoided the penalty. And Ham also joins him in doing so, as does Race Roller, so you can expect Hypers in as well. And that will be the majority of the medium runners off and on to the hard compound tyre. Meaning we could see Jaylee Menz lead the race as Dodgy makes a move, and that will see him up into P number 15. So you get any other close battles, stick with these two I think just now, just to give you an idea how close they are. See, they're neck and neck. Oh, what a poor exit there from Shaka. I'm going to have a look and see where everyone filters out. So Crispy just ahead of Darnell. Let's have a look to see how close they came out. Oh, that was not good for Crispy. You just see the back end of the car was lost, and that's let Beast Assassin through. And you've got to say, although it's going to be 2v1 against him, Beast Assassin is in the position with that Darnell penalty. We have another spinner. I think Sem's had an incident as well, but it's always going to happen when you make that transition from pad to wheel. You know, it's a learning phase, and he's only going to get stronger from that. But I say, I feel like at the moment, Beast Assassin is in the best position because of the Darnell issue with the penalty. Crispy's got a chance, but I say just has to remain patient. If they back him up, there's a chance you could possibly see the likes of Ham, Race Roller and Jam get involved, although Jam has dropped a little bit off, 6 seconds behind Race Roller down there in 7th place. So the only men still at pit are, I believe, are Sem and Jaylee Menz. So while these are having a wee quick battle, we'll see where non-low-key is behind Mason Gammon, just at the exit of the DRS straights, and no Movero. We'll probably jinx low-key with his exit there. Oh, and Mason Gammon's had a moment. How's he's returning? You can just see there, Sem's like, I am out of the way of this, I am not getting involved in that, you know, spinning cars crashing into you at Bahrain, I would never. Hopefully he should get the car back up and running, but he has a few positions down. We'll join back to the battle at the front. We'll give you the outboard camera. As you can see there, the Jaylee Menz just having a nice wee quiet race to himself. It's pretty much put himself into the best position possible. Maybe praying that there isn't a safety car, which could us guys, there hasn't been so far, don't jinx it. But yeah, these three are going to be battling with nothing else. Mason Gammon, of course, his tyres will be absolutely through the roof in terms of temperature, which means he'll have to box. But I wouldn't rule anyone out. As I say, a safety car changes absolutely anything in and everything in Formula 2. And that could remain to be the case here. We're back on the onboard as they hit turn 10. Dodgy making the move by Sem, but will Dodgy make those tyres last? That is going to be interesting. See here if Crispy is going to eye up Beast Assassin, because of course Beast is getting towed along with the DRS of Darnell. You can see they're roughly 10 seconds behind Jaylee Menz, who leads the way. Keep a wee eye on this one. I'm going to keep an eye on the timing screens for this Dodgy versus Night Ranger battle. I just worry for Dodgy if those medium tyres will indeed last. Shaka saying in the chat that he was 1 second off his time trial time for qualifying. When the pressure hits, man, in that one-shot qualifying, it's tricky. As we get Darnell with the fastest lap, quickly replaced by Crispy's 1:40.4. Here's the move by Crispy. He's going to send it round. Will he make it stick? We'll try and give you a better angle of it. You can see how close him and Beast Assassin are, and he just gets the move done. I think Crispy's going to... Oh, both are going to have DRS, of course, off the back of Darnell. And that's going to lead this battle right down here. Who's going to be braver? I think, was it Mazepin that had the big bizarre braking point here that was a bit questionable back in Formula 2 last season? And it is going to be Beast Assassin that just remains ahead. But if one thing Crispy has to remember, those tyres are going to be he's a bit wide there. 1 or 2 laps younger, sorry, so that may benefit him further down the race. So keep an eye on that. I'm going to quickly jump, so I think Night Ranger and Dodgy have a chance. There's another spinner. So I think it may be Alan. Yep, that's Alan, it's off to his side there, as you just see the couple of guys go through. Night Ranger just behind Dodgy. As we get Sam moving on to the medium tyres, down in 18th place, but Dodgy, yep, holding off at the moment. And we'll jump back to that battle with Crispy, if I can get a hold of him. Where is Crispy? There he is. In this battle for net P3. And I don't really think, like, at the moment, Ham's particularly, like, closing in. The gap seems to remain consistent around the 2.5, 2.6 margin. Of course, then he'll have a little bit of competition from Race Roller. Very, very competent driver. Good Scotsman. We'll love to see that. And we're going to see now Crispy and the Guan Yu Zhou Yuri Virtuoso car. Is he going to get the move by Beast Assassin? He's got the straight line speed, but how is his exit and entry? Let's have a look who's going to get it here. Crispy does get ahead at this particular part. You can see them there, they're neck and neck. Well, they were neck and neck. Terrible camera view, thanks game. Oh, they're side by side. Who's going to get ahead? Dodgy's pitted, so those mediums are not really effective for him, but I think he's maybe just taking this one as maybe a learning experience for his rest of his campaign. And we are going to see, oh, do they touch Martin? As they just make it through there. And it is going to be Beast Assassin that remains in P4. So good stuff so far. Very, very respectful driving between them. And we now have 18 of the 20 drivers on the hard compound of tyre. We've got Van Dorn starting to make inroads in Jam. I wonder if Jam's got a little bit of damage, because he is losing quite a considerable amount of time to Race Roller. The gap seems to be like a couple of tenths per lap. So we'll keep an eye on this battle. I want to, obviously share the screen time. And that battling, I don't know if you can see it, 2.8 seconds, so it's cost Beast Assassin probably about a second, maybe even 1.5 behind Darnell. You have Jam now, let's see what line he takes. It looks decent from Van Dorn in the high tech here. We'll see what kind of exit he gets here, and if DRS can maybe assist in a potential move. Just see as well Crispy's eyeing up Beast Assassin. I'll quickly jump to that, we'll see how they go. Is he going to try the switchback here, but Beast Assassin just parks it in the perfect place. A spinner, I think that might be Sim. Possibly just with the carry up as Mason Gam gets by him. Van Dorn and Jam are going at it. And who has the upper hand? I think it might end up being Jam. Jam is behind, but he will pick up the DRS. As we get a slightly better camera, but nope, well defended there from Van Dorn. And it will be 8th position at the moment for Jam. It'll be interesting if Bennett can reel them in, as Sem picks up a 3-second time penalty. A wee quick look further down, Shaka is putting a bit of pressure on Night Ranger. And of course we pick him up at a place where not really many overtaking moves can be done. We'll see if Shaka maybe fancies a little move here. I think just a little bit of a wobble, which may have cost them. And of course we've got a wee bit of a ding dong between Van Dorn and Jam. And their battle, look at that, 10 seconds behind Race Roller, as now Mason Gaming picks up the fastest lap, as Dodgy picks up a 3-second time penalty. These two battling around. Who's going to be braver here? It's not the safest place to have a big battle where you're on full power. And it is going to be Jam that is going to lead as they come round the back straight. And as Darnell takes the new fastest lap, a 1:40.1 as Jaley Menz pits from the lead. It'll be interesting to see where he filters out, because of course he is going to be on those fresh medium tyres, and that is going to put him in a pretty aggressive position going forward. I think we might see a move here. We'll jump on with Van Dorn, get the on board. You can just see how powerful in this game DRS slipstream is. It's just so effective. And that is going to see Van Dorn up in 2. P6. Jaley Menz, I think, is going to filter out, possibly P10. Is he going to get out before Night Ranger, or is he going to be stuck behind him and Shaka? And that seems like it was very, very close. Jaley Menz, I think, just going to be stuck behind them. So it's going to take a bit of a mission over 4 laps to try and get up there. Lovely quick look to see how those guys do as they head towards the DRS straight. Shaka, I think, had the DRS. Got yellow flag in sector 2. As Jaley Menz just having a... Oh, he's got by 1. He's going to have much better traction coming out of there. So it's Mason Gammon that's had the issue. Some pretty good stuff here so far. We'll jump back up, as I say, we'll try and find Beast Assassin, if I can see him in my lead menu. Come on game, where is UK Beast Assassin? And that is that Baggy? I think that's possibly Baggy that's had the issue. Yep, this has just been passed by LP Smoke. So Darnell's your race leader at the moment, leading the Uni Virtuosi 1-2. 3 seconds clear of Darnell, who of course has the penalty, as that would possibly cost him if Mason Gammon retire. Remember, do not leave the session because we do have another race in not too long a time as Crispy picks up the fastest lap. Dolphin is right on board the Hypers and Dodgy 1-2. Might take a bit of a miracle safety car here, bud, but every chance in the sprint race. But hey, learning curve in Formula 2, and I think it's 2 very, very capable drivers that are only going to get better and better with experience in this type of car. Let's see what else we can see. Beast, oh, there might be something here between Jam. So we'll call him Jam instead of Jamham, but anyway, Jam behind Van Dorn. Let's see if he wants to make the move. Van Dorn just makes his car very big. Jaley Menz with the position gain on Shaka. But he's still probably about 8 seconds off getting the reverse pole for the sprint race, although at the moment would pick up at least 1 Formula 2 championship point. What battles have we got? That's quite an intense battle actually, it seems, for that final point, but you'd like to imagine that with the tyre compound advantage that Jaley Menz would pick up. Speaking of Dodgy, he's in a little battle, let's join them. Dodgy versus Smoke. Gets the move done there on the fresher tyres. I think he should have DRS, let's just quickly check. I think any of them have, somehow. Sticks the car in the right place where you want to be. Smoke's going to go around the outside. And I just think the better lifespan of Dodgy's tyres allows him to maintain at 15th spot at this moment in time. I'll try and jump back to the other side of the field, to the Shrews car of UK Beast Assassin. As we say at the moment, still within the 5-second gap of Darnell. So Darnell's going to have to try and at least pick up roughly about 1.2 seconds to ensure a Uri Virtuosi 1-2, but I think he's looking good for a podium finish. Mason saying orange wing at the start killed me there. Also some dodgy driving by some. So I think it's something you're always going to see in the first couple of races of the year as people are still finding their feet. Best of luck when we get to the sprint race, and as I say, very surprisingly we never got that safety car that would have helped you. The spinner, I think is Sem. So I think he's just putting the right thing there. It's a busy part of the track and just letting those guys pass. He's just in DRS. I think he got it, just judging by that green beam in front of me. So I think he's looking pretty good here. Gap still maintains to be about the same. Another issue. I don't know if that's Sem just getting out of the way for people. Possibly getting out of the way for that battle between Van Dorn and Jam, because Jam seems to have dropped by 1.8 seconds. Decent of a battle launch here. That's Sector 2, and that is someone else having a little issue, but that's always going to happen at turn 10. Okay, look, that might have been Night Ranger and Shaka. Just follow their battle quickly. Oh! What the hell? I think Shaka was clipping something. And... well, I don't know. Night Ranger's just a bit here, there and everywhere. I try to see if there's visible damage on the car. But that was very, very interesting, to say the least. I have seen a few strange things in this game so far. But anyway, Beast Assassin tries to make the move on Crispy, slots in just behind. And I wonder now, as you can see, Ham is starting to pop into the DRS, but at the same time it might be a bit worrying for Darnell, who's kind of struggling to pull away. It did look like lag, but just it was the fact the car went up in the air. Shaka's got damaged, so that's clearly something's happened. I do think the fact we saw the car in AI mode makes me think possibly clipping something. As I say, we'll only need to wait and see on that one. We only caught glimpses of it because they were close together. I think Ham could be a dangerous one here. He's put himself in a pretty good position. The tyres are going to be a wee bit younger than Beast Assassins. Obviously, Beast Assassin will have DRS to help protect them at least. I actually think if I'm Shaka, I'd have maybe just stayed out in those hards. Well, saying that you'd be using hards for the feature. Try to just keep as many fresh ones as possible. Shaka says he hit Men's and Spun, clipped it, maybe hit Ranger, Dingo's, sorry, Dolphin. Can we call you Dolphinator now? Is that allowed? It says yeah, he must be really low for that to happen. But anyway, final lap. It's Formula 2 for you. It absolutely flies by in this feature race, and we have Darnell hoping to gain a second. So this at the moment is your battle for the lead with that penalty in mind. It would have been a stellar day so far for Darnell. But as I say, it's a championship that's going to have many highs and lows across the board. There he is, the GOAT is in the chat, the Zygote says up the Crispy. At the moment it'll be Crispy that will be taking the victory here for Uni Virtuosi. It's almost as if it's one Uni Virtuosi car. Driver of the past, praising the present. Try to see. It's such a fine margin that Darnell could see himself fourth. Possibly. It's like literally a 10 for 2 that's in it. And at the moment, if he can keep going the way he's going, the man that will be in a great position will be Bennett, as he'll be the man on reverse pole. So look how the exit there was for Crispy, because it could be the good old Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, that climb to the line. It could cost someone. Yellow flag in sector 1, I think that's dodgy, that's at the moment. As we come round for the final corner, I'll jump on with Darnell. He is going to take the flag, but it is going to probably be, I think, 4th place. So he takes the penalty, which means your winner of this race, of the feature race, is Crispy, Beast 2nd, and Ham takes 3rd, meaning Darnell 4th because of that penalty. Is that 3,000s, I think? 300s? I don't know, maths is hard. Race Roller anyway takes 5th. Jump on board with Van Dorn as he crosses the line to take P6, loses it to Jam, sorry, and it'll be Bennett that will take your reverse pole. As he, well, I say that, non-right below key is gaining, but it is going to be Bennett on reverse pole. 2 points for low key. Jaylee Menz takes a point in 10th. We're going to have Night Ranger, follow him if I can get to him. This is the worst part. I need to try and take a photo of the results, so I've got them for interviews. So Night Ranger 11, Hypers in 12th, we're on board with Alan, 13th place for his debut, I think. Someone that always impressed me in Division 2 last year was Alan. We've got Southerner taking 14th, Smoke crosses the line at 15th, we're going to have Dodgy in 16th. Baggy Fan will take the checkered flag in 17th, and last but not least will be shortly a wee shaka. And breathe. That was something. Absolutely incredible, it must be said. And absolute kudos to the guys that were only just where we are and not one safety car, which is fantastic. Absolutely sensational from the guys, and I think we may have someone special joining us for the sprint race. I'll let you guys figure out who that may be. You may call him the voice of Formula 2. There you go, posing in the Uni Virtuosi car, we have Crispy, UK Beast Assassin second for Chareuse, Dam's car of Ham in third, Darnell what could have been in fourth, Carlin fifth with Race Roller, Jam in sixth, Van Dorn seventh, and Bennett down in P8, and that will be 4 points and reverse. Just give me a wee second, because we are going to invite a legend. So if I can invite to party. And invite to game. That was certainly something, that's for sure. Oh, it's good to have Formula 2 back. And speaking of good to have people back, we'll get the drum roll going for his return. To make sure this allows audio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And there he is, the man of the hour.
How are you, Maxwell?
After that race, Mercs, I am exhausted.
Yeah, I had a little look, had a little watch. Yeah, it looks pretty good. The first few laps were quite close, and then the battle started to spread out.
I felt like a lot of it was kind of status quo. Like I feel like there was a few wee bits you had, DRS and Slipstream was effective, but it was kind of like, as you say, with the wee mini battles. I was absolutely surprised there wasn't a safety car. Absolutely mind blown with the way this game is that there was no safety car, and I can only say well done to the drivers for the racing standards.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I saw, well, obviously subbing a disappointing start, and it's hard to recover without a safety car, so yeah, see if he comes back through the field. Who's on, is Bennett on pole?
Yep,
now?
Bennett on reverse pole, yep.
Yeah, so...
Tell you just now, Bennett on pole with Van Dorn alongside him in the front row, and then it's Jam and Race Roller.
Oh, they're all on the hards for this one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Crispy obviously getting the win from Darnell. He'll be disappointed that he lost it on speeding into the pit lane. Yeah, kind of very similar to last season. I remember Zydrad sped into the pit lane but won the race. And then got demoted.
It's one of those ones that's it's such an easy mistake to make, but it's such a costly one. Obviously losing, God, I think it would be over 10 points at least, and you're losing a podium, you know what I mean? But long season, and the good thing is you've got a race to come straight back into to try and rectify that mistake.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're going to get underway again. And hopefully the sprint race, hopefully they left all the good action for me, so even though there was some good action, but maybe they left a bit more.
Left it all for you, Mr. F2.
We'll see. We'll see, won't we?
So just confirming everyone did choose the hard tyres, because obviously I mentioned earlier on in the race, Charles Leclerc, of course, you know, the double medium, or if it was medium back then, pulled off that superb strategy call, and yeah, just passed like half the field. But yeah, nobody's took that gamble. It's all on the hard compound tyres here for a 12 lap race. So yeah, they basically think the mediums are lucky if they're going to do 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, hard tyres should be durable enough. So we'll wait and see. Dingledorf, why is there 2 races? Because that is how it is in F2. Well, certainly for 2020 F2. 2021 is 3 races, but they're looking to change that already. So
that was my worry. As soon as that got announced, I'm like, oh my god, how are they going to handle 3 races on a Thursday night? Of course, reminded we won't get that until November. They're usually quite late with, I believe, with the upgrade, so it's kind of like the F2 season's pretty close to conclusion before they do it. At least this year I think they'll still have Jeddah and obviously Abu Dhabi, so at least there'll still be 6 races left to go, I think, in the Formula 2 Championship.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But we're going to get underway shortly, so yeah. Usually this is the part where I ask you who's going to win this race, so maybe I should.
So I'm going to ask you, who's going to win this race next?
I'm going to say Ham is going to win. Why not?
Go for Ham, down in P6?
Yeah.
Well, let's hope you've got better judgment than me, because anytime I pick someone, I usually jinx them. So let's see if it's a Merck's curse or if it is Merck's just showing he knows his stuff. Ready for everyone to line up. I think we have the last of the cars just getting into the grid slot. There they go. Stick on the camera, Van Dorn, as we get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are lights out and away. And it's a really good launch, I think, from Van Dorn over Bennett. And we try and jump on the onboard straight away. It seems like Bennett's managed to salvage it. In fact, Jam's going really aggressive round the outside. I think he might make the move. Oh, wee bit argy-bargy behind. We'll try this. Oh, there's cars moving up.
Stopped.
The grid everywhere.
They stopped down at the exit turn 1. Not quite sure what happened, but Crispy and Beast got involved in all of that. But the fight carries on up in the front. I think Darnell and Race Roll are going at it. And so are Van Dorn and Jam.
Oh, that is close. Oh, and they touch! Oh no, and he's took a Jam, and it's Darnell's an innocent bystander there, and of course it's their safe rejoin. There's a lot of cars there coming in. I think that's turn 9, Darnell's retired. And that's both Uni Virtuosi cars.
It was a big crash. Just missed
here.
it. But yeah, they're both just stricken. VSC.
That's going to neutralise the race. Is it possible just the way they rejoined and we've actually upgraded to full safety car?
No, full safety car. I mean, they were sitting on the curb on the entry to the right-hander, but when I briefly saw a shot on the back of Night Ranger, but yeah, it's quite easy to spin, so I wonder if one person's spun and then the next person got collectors, and there was a lot going on with people running wide. I mean, I can't remember who was it. Jam who originally spun and then caught someone else.
I think there was a touch. It was Jam, and I think it was Jam and Van Dorn. I think Jam got touched, which spun him around. Collected. I think it was Darnell would have been 4th. And the problem is as well at that position, it is somewhere where it's very difficult to rejoin in a safe position. We get so many cars at such a speed, so it could possibly be just the rejoin looked to be fine, but there'd be an issue. A few pitters as well, Race Roller, Baggy Fan, Shaka, we've also got a DNF. I think that might be a retirement from Night Ranger.
Yeah, it looks like he
Never
is.
saw that.
He retired coming into the pits. Yeah, interesting. Is this dot?
So.
Yeah, that's his dot at the bottom. that hasn't decided to go down the pit lane. So I'm not quite sure what happened there because he's a long way down the straight. So I don't want to say that's on purpose, but I mean I don't know how you're crashing there, but we'll see. So Bennett got away unscathed really after all that. Kind of parked his car in front of those two, and then Jam was the one who lost out the most out of those front three. And then you've got quite a mix-up order now. I mean, you've got Smoke and Dodgy both making good starts. Hypers and Allen as well. They're all made good starts. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, Beast was caught up in that incident, I think, with Jam. So he lost out. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But safety cars, breed safety cars, so we'll see.
It's one of those it's one of those kind of incidents where you could argue similar to. I'm trying to remember. No, you could say Silverstone, whatever kind of race, but when there's moments between some of the the front runners, it does create opportunities. I mean, this could be a great opportunity for Bennett to secure a win. Van Dorn, somebody like non-right low-key hypers as well. It's all these opportunities that this creates. I mean, as you say, Dodgy up in P9, but what a story that would be. Just straight into Formula 2 and already in a good position to battle for points.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see an interesting podium here. Someone's just come into the pits. Sim.
One thing I'm not forgiving this game for is the horrible timing glitches I'm getting with a lot of people on -2 minutes and +2 minutes. Which does not make this easy.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Shaka as well.
I'm assuming Sim will go on the mediums. By the looks of it.
I just don't think the mediums will last.
No.
It's a very brave call.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. They'll have more pace, so expect to see some moves from all of them. Shaka's gone back on the hards, interesting. I mean, I'm not quite sure what the thought process was behind that, but Loki and Hyper's getting close to each other. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Bennett manages this safety car restart.
Night Rangers confirmed they went to retire in the pits but pressed start and his car lagged into the pit wall.
That is interesting.
That is live from the inside source of the Formula 2 chat.
Nice. That is yeah, I'm glad I wasn't on board with that because I might have got an aneurysm or something from seeing that. But yeah, that sounds a bit like a lot of lag was going on.
We did see an issue in that first race with Shaka and it may have been Night Ranger, possibly. I can't remember who the issue was with. It was definitely Shaka involved, where the car just was everywhere and they pretty much put him in the air. So it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
We'll see. I think the safety car's going to go around one more time because we have two stragglers at the back and hopefully the timing screens will also sort themselves out when they all cross the line this time.
So look who they are. The ARTS Shaka and the high-tech of Sem.
Yeah.
I've not missed these races where you get like 90% of the racing under the safety car. They do happen, unfortunately. They do in Formula 2 and a hell of a lot in Formula 1 in this game, but...
Yeah, well, it always seems to last longer with Formula 2. But it probably doesn't because safety car goes the same speed, so...
Probably just a case of the longer pit stops, obviously it's a bit more time for the guys to catch up.
Yeah, true, but they will catch up now. So safety car should be at the end of this lap, and we'll see what Bennett can do, if he can hold on or not.
We'll see who's done best at warming up their tyres, because obviously hard tyres, if they're not in the right window, could lead to a quick spin.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And with so many cars close together, could lead to the end of your race.
I'm gonna watch out for race roller, first on the mediums to see his progress and see if he, because his tyres will warm up, and so will Baggy and Sim. Their tyres will warm up a lot faster than the guys on the mediums. So we'll see. But I think
So I'm intrigued with Race Roller because it's a very capable driver and a fast set of tyres. So it's one to keep an eye on for sure.
Well, like you said, I don't think those tyres are going to last. But safety car is in this lap.
Which will mean that Bennett will become the de facto safety car. He'll set the pace as the Mercedes safety car makes its way to the pits. So we get a better angle of the distance into the background the safety car goes. Just see him backing up the field. I think he's wet already, and I think we are going to see possibly Ham under pressure from Non right low key. This could be the move. Ham goes defensive. The Carlin car of Non right low key is going to go round the outside. Oh, and then there's contact from behind, and there's issues, and that's I seen a Red Bull there, or a Red Bull Bahrain, so I don't know if it's possibly a teammate. It's all kicking off. Oh, I just see there the spinners. That's still men's. Yep, but it's still men's in the background.
I'm on board with race roller.
But we did say,
it's like a maze. It's just like NASCAR or something, 2x2. You can't try to find your way through the gaps. And there's 3 wide going into the right-hander. It's all kicking off at the moment.
no flag in sector 2. I think that might be Shaq actually this time. Oh, Bennett's just getting a good launch there. But as you say, just the cold tyres, and I think just someone just maybe didn't quite get their braking point, and that's led to obviously the T-boning at the back of non-right low key, who was looking to be in a very strong position.
They're like ants at the moment on this restart. They're just all over the place. So someone went in their nest and they all just scurried around everywhere, didn't know where to go. Someone was in B side by side now in the final sector, still side by side. And race roller, I think it's going to make it 3 wide and go 2 for the price of 1 here. Also 3 wide up there.
Might have a move for the lead here as well, Merckx. Oh, Van Dorn's a wee bit all over the place, but he's right up the back, cutting the onboard. He's bumping the back of Bennett. Is he going to be later on the brakes? I want to take the cue from Ham, because it might be 3 wide. And I think, oh, how's he going to make it? I think it's just going to be Bennett still ahead. There's a bit of contact between Van Dorn and Ham. The elbows are certainly out. Who's going to be braver here? Let's see, we'll try and get the outboard view. I think it is going to be status quo, possibly.
Oh, a bit more contact.
Oh, a bit of touch again between Van Dorn and Ham. I thought it got by, but then Van Dorn swoops round again. Oh. And we are status quo.
Oh no, Ham's going to go down the inside again. We're still going at it.
What a battle this is.
Still going at it down into turn 10, surely not. Down here. Someone's got to come off worse.
Oh, that camera view just shows how close they get. We'll see on the launch who gets the better getaway.
Oh, they're going at it down into turn 10 again. Low-key Southerners, race roller, they're all in the midfield. They're still fighting very hard.
It just seems like the front lot have got away, and then there's a little gap to Allen and the rest. It seems like there's an Allen train. Oh, Bennett's a bit out of shape coming out of the back straight. This could lead to an opportunity for Van Dorn.
Bit of a weave.
Just retreats in behind.
That is very deep.
Oh, it's got to be. Oh, Bennett's went wide. And also by his Ham, but his Ham thinking 2 for the price of 1.
Bennett's just flagged back a bit there.
Close enough. Dodgy with the fastest lap, by the way. So we look, because Dodgy is making a move on Jam. That's the line, and up P5, fantastic.
Dodgy has got some pace at the moment. Can he get his old Division 3 rival to P4 in this race?
And that's one of those battles where, in the Evo class, could be absolutely massive in terms of that championship.
Ray Charles making some moves, or trying to. I mean, he's getting blocked with someone who's gone down the inside. Alan and Ray Charles maybe going to try to go around the outside of turn 9, 10. No, he backs out. That is very wise indeed. But yeah, Bennett's still trying to hold on for the podium at least. He's pulling away from Hypers.
Thought Roller was going to make a move there, but he's just backed out. But might be a little bit frustrating for him, you know, the prime window for those tyres, and obviously just stuck in traffic, unable to make a move.
Oh, Hypers has just made a mistake here. Yeah, and Podgy's gone past. Easy as that. Ran wide on the long right hand there, and then that just messed up his exit. Oh, and Hypers almost goes into the back of Podgy straight away, but I think Ham was going to have a run. I think Hypers is going to have a run himself.
Keep an eye on the Simons. Ham is just gaining and gaining. Just think he's just a little bit. Oh no, he's going to send it.
It looked a bit tentative. There's another bite of the cherry.
DRS though. I think he's got him here, Merckx. I think he's got him quite comfortably. Oh no.
Wait on the brakes, and he's still side by side. I think the hand might just be there. He's going to have the inside line. Oh, very close.
Oh, so close to contact.
Yellow flag, briefly. Jams dropped all the way back. Maxwell. Then P15. Oh, he's been in the wall. He's been in the wall. And another yellow flag.
Oh yeah, I can see certainly lost a bit of his front wing there.
Smoke's gone off as well. But yeah, Jam is definitely out of contention for any sort of points now in this race.
And keep an eye on this move at the front as Ham is just a few tenths off of Van Dorn, but believe it or not, we are now already 2/3 of the way through this sprint race.
Oh, yeah.
Where we could see a few short podiums.
We could, and we also could see my prediction come true, but I don't know yet, because Van Dorn is defending very well at the moment. It's aggressive.
Spinner.
But I think might just been Jam going slowly with his damage, but yeah. Van Dorn's defending is aggressive, but fair enough. The DRS is going to really help Ham. He's down the inside again.
Race roller up to P5.
Oh, that's deep. He's gone this time. He's got DRS as well.
It's going to help him pull away. Just at that same time, we had Race Roller going up to P5, and that was with a fastest lap as well. So much for those tyres dying off when he's just pumped in the fastest lap of the race. So good stuff so far from Race Roller.
Yeah, Hypers is dropping back down.
Battling behind as well.
Hypers has dropped all the way back down to P7, which is not too great for him, but top 8 score points. And if he can get a point to his name in the sprint race, that would be.
Oh, and Race Roller's round! I didn't even see what took place there, but I just saw Race Roller spin. I don't know if he's too quick in the power.
No damage to the front wing.
That's going to see his race curtailed out.
Those tyres are going to be smoking now after that. And if they were going to struggle to make it to the end, they are definitely going to struggle now.
I think this is one for pray for a safety car within the next couple of corners, or it'll be far too late in this race. But he's not really salvaged, still P11, but it's going to be a massive ask with the temperature of those tyres to get anything out of this.
Van Dorn still keeping the reigning champion honest at the moment. It's very aggressive to the pit wall.
Try to break that toe.
Got to break it one way or another. Oh, he goes deep. Oh, that was close.
Oh, and I've been booted and kicked for the race.
Yeah, it was close, and then those two at the front were very closely matched in the end.
There we go. We finally get a picture back for the podium celebration.
Well, there you go. Interesting. Not sure about this game just yet, but
yep, it's going to lead a lot of problems over the week ahead, I think.
Yeah. Just hopefully we stay in the session. That's all you want, really.
So I'm just taking a look here. So people will try and get in. It's going to be Ham,
Crispy,
Beast.
If it lets me. Let's go. And Beast, where are you? There we go.
Yeah, I think a lot of things with the game that'll certainly need to keep an eye out over the course of the week, because it was just as the move was going to get made into turn one, game just completely froze. Stream was still showing, and yeah, just completely kicked us out of the game, which is a bit worrying on our own board.
Yeah, well,
Just
hopefully they should I know, but who knows at this point.
be fixed in a patch now a long time away, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll hope so. Yeah, we waiting on everyone, or we waiting on Beast still? Waiting on Beast.
So I think it's just Beast we're waiting on, I believe. We'll try and not do a James, we'll try and make these interviews go quite swiftly. So everyone's got stuff to do. That was my one aim for this evening, not to James it.
No,
he's my bro, but
we just like to drag on a bit. We looks like Beast is doing
patience here.
the James role now, dragging it on. Clearly doesn't want anything. There he is.
Perfect. Asper, how would you like to handle this one, Mercs? In terms of interviews, how would you like to go?
I'll do third and second, and then you do the winner.
Okay, no problem at all.
Most points. But yeah, so for the third most points is Beast. So Beast, it was, well, I think the first race was, the feature race was quite good. He had strong pace, just missed out in the end. Couldn't get past Crispy, and then the sprint race was a little bit more hectic, but yeah, he definitely had some good pace despite all the stuff that went on in the sprint. How would you assess the first outing in F2 this season?
Yeah, no, it's good to be back in F2, obviously. But yeah, the feature got a good start. Joe got a better one, but obviously made a mistake, and then it was sort of a three-way scrap from there on in. Me and Crispy had a good battle, which was very much enjoyed. But yeah, and then Joe's penalty obviously dropped him back behind us, which allowed us to be P1 and P2. Yeah, and then the sprint, chaos. That's the only word that can describe it. Turn one, mayhem. Me and Crispy are in a sandwich, and none of us can move. And then later on in the race, I had a battle with Gammon, which was a bit dirty, if I'm going to be honest. Ended up with an orange wing, and then that was the race sort of halted there. Couldn't really gain any more positions than P6, I think it was in the end. Overall, it went a bad drive in the end.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Good to see. What do you think you can do this season after Bahrain?
The goal is P2 in the constructors, obviously behind Crispy and Darnell, but in the drivers, probably. I'm going to go for P1. Yeah, you have to go for P1. I think the pace is there. It's just getting clean races in F2 is not an easy thing to do.
No, it's definitely not. But it's a solid start, so well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
So we move on to our second most points driver, and that is Crispy. Yeah, obviously you won and then DNF, so kind of the high and lows of Formula 2 has come straight away. But what was it like to win straight away?
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot. The quality lap weren't so great, but I mean that was what it was. The sprint race, yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was a three-way battle pretty much. That was gonna go down to the wire. At first, I thought, obviously, seeing Joe get that 5-second penalty was it's annoying for me because obviously we're teammates and obviously he lost out on a few points. But again, it is what it is. We still got 1-4 in the race, which is good. But yeah, the battle with Beast, I really enjoyed it. It was clean, it was fair. Was hard to get past him, and then once I finally did, I think I just went on from there. Really had managed to build a bit of a gap. He was catching me still a little bit with the DRS straights, but was just had a little bit more pace in the end. So yeah, the sprint race was good. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I think the less said about the sprint race, the better. Really. Wait, hold on. I think did I say? Did I say? Yeah. Right, ignore that.
The feature race.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, the less said about the sprint race, the better, really. I mean, someone just didn't know how to brake into turn one, and that was it, really.
That was it for both of you, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was you two that came together or what, but sounds like there was a third party involved, so it was a shame for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I think the DNF with Joe as well. I mean, I don't know what happened at the front. I think he got collected by someone else, and then his car was parked like right on the apex, and I literally just couldn't react in time, couldn't avoid it. But well, it is what it is. I think overall, winning a race, I'm still very happy. I think it's still been a very solid debut, to be fair.
Yeah, well done on the win in the future, and then hopefully you're going to win a few more. So well done.
Thank you.
Over to you, Max.
No problem, as I've got the music of the game in my ear, which is not great. We'll finish up with the man who is going to finish the first week of the Formula 2 Championship at the top of the leaderboards, and that is Ham. So congratulations on that, bud. First and foremost, you qualified in 5th position. Your first race saw you take a podium in P3, and the sprint race saw you make up from 6th place up to 1st. It also saw you take both races fastest laps. Are you happy with that? Are you satisfied with that? Was it expected coming into the race?
Well, yeah, definitely not expected. I think that was kind of my pace around 5th, to be honest. Summoner obviously spinning off at the start helped me a lot in the feature. I mean, I was like 2nd or whatever off pole, so it's not terrible. I mean, I think that kind of shows that I perhaps wasn't there on pace. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty solid. I think I was the 4th fastest on track in the feature of those anyway that I could obviously see. But yeah, that battle with Crispy and Beast helped me out a lot. Got their DRS just with a lap or so to go, which not only allowed me to get fastest lap, also yeah, just got me ahead of Darnell, which was really nice because going into the weekend I really wasn't expecting that. I was just hoping for some points to kick off the season, so to have a podium in the first races, yeah. And then obviously in the sprint as well, somehow avoided all the incidents that happened in the race, and well, as I did the whole weekend, actually kind of just kept out of trouble,
Yep.
which I'm quite pleased with considering going going to no line. I was worried maybe I'd be the one missing my braking points, but for the most part I was okay. And then yeah, I felt like I was the fastest out of again those that were kind of in and around where I was. But with 3 DRS zones and how powerful the DRS is, obviously it was very difficult to shake off Van Dorn. I mean, he wasn't slow by any means, but I felt I was faster than him. But yeah, nearly made it hard for myself on the last lap by going deep into turn 1. But yeah, just held on. I mean, I highly doubt that I'm going to be leading the championship after Spain. I think it is the next round, but to be leading it now is yeah, definitely good. Just hoping for some consistent points. To be honest, I highly doubt I'm going to be in that championship fight, but it's nice to be here while it lasts, I guess.
As you say, with the move, as I say, to no line, I think that's a very good start. As I say, it's always going to be that kind of iffy, starting when you've got that kind of adjustment. But good results, as I say. I was going to ask you about the battles with Van Dorn, but you've answered that for. As I say, it was some fantastic battles, some really good stuff. But I think you pretty much covered everything I was going to ask you, basically, with that roundup. But as I say, congratulations to as I say, all our top 3. It was, as I say, some really good battling. As I say, there were commiserations to obviously the incidents that did take place, but for the battles that were intense and good, really thank you for some good races. I'm just going to have a wee quick look. We said Spain was next. Let's look at the calendar. Yep, so basically F2 misses out China, which is next week, but it is back for a triple header after that. Spain, Monaco and Azerbaijan. One more thing to ask, Merckx. Have you got any drivers of the day at all? Because I kind of forgot to ask about that.
I can't really remember from the pitch race because I was watching it outside the commentary box. But yeah, it'd be anyone for the sprint. I'd have to have a look again, but anyone from the sprint would probably be like Summoner, Dodgy. Yeah, I think Mason Gellman had a decent result, but yeah, I think Summoner or Dodgy would be my vote for the sprint. Don't know about the future.
Well, I was going to go with the Anthony Davidson answer and go with the positions gained. With actually on the sprint, Dodgy was one of my considerations, so if we're both happy to go with that, we'll go with Dodgy for the sprint. For the feature, I think starting 18th, finishing 7th with a 5-second penalty as well, I think we'll go with SLR Van Dorn. But I think we've blathered on enough, so we'll end the stream there. So thank you very much for everyone that tuned in today. Congratulations to our top 3 and all the best for the season ahead. It should be some absolutely epic battles going forward. We will not be here next week, but there will be SLR action over the course of the opening weekend. We have Division 1 tomorrow night. I want to say 9
It's
o'clock,
8 now this season.
8, move it to 8.
Yeah.
Good. Because I kind of wanted to try to watch that and wouldn't want to be an hour late. So 8 o'clock tomorrow for Division 1. We will have Division 2 and Division 3 taking place on Saturday. And we will have the McEwen Division, the elite level of drivers, taking place on Sunday night. Are they still the same start time at 7? No adjustments to that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right, perfect. So as always, thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you over the course of the weekend. Bye bye. Hope I've done the right one. Oh no. Oh, I'm an idiot.